This is the dirty, disgusting truth behind how some people achieve everything they want in life and have all the success they want and all the money and all the women and everything they want, while they're actually lazy, and other people work really hard and struggle their entire life and don't have everything they want. Today in this video, I'll just reveal the truth behind it. And I actually prepared a document that will really explain the truth behind that. It will not only reveal it, but it will also show you how you can use that to your advantage. Because a mentor of mine once said, life isn't always fair. That's true. But that must not be to your disadvantage. We now want to learn to use that for our advantage. Because back when I was in school, I was lazy. I always thought that this is a bad thing and this is a disadvantage. And if you now look at me, what I earn on a monthly basis nowadays, a few years later, and what most of the people that were very ambitious in school and worked very hard and had very good grades earn on average, there's a huge gap between us. So I'm very glad to have a life where I'm really financially independent. I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. I can travel to whatever place I want to travel to, whenever I want to, right? And without any further ado, let's get right into this video. This is how to succeed if you're ambitious and want to achieve a lot in life, but you're lazy. It's not about how hard you work. It's about something else. Forget this old narrative that people are telling you where they say, oh, you have to work hard to become successful. True success isn't about endless grinding. It's just not. It is something else. That's what my mentor shared with me 5 or 6 years ago. And that changed my entire view on success and how to achieve what I want to achieve. So 40% of that, 40 freaking percent, which is the highest percentage here, is who you are and who you spend time with. It's not how hard you work. It's not the specific nitty-gritty business tasks you do on a daily basis. It's who you are, and that is defined by your identity, and your identity is defined by the daily habits that you have. And obviously, it's also the who in your environment. Who do you spend most of your time with? Because at the end of the day, you will be the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. You've already heard that, but I'm sorry, it's just true. Then the next 30% is when. It's when using the right opportunity and right timing. We're going to talk about that. 20% is what you're actually doing. And 10% is how you do it. That's your efforts, your methods. That's what most people talk about most of the time, but that's just 10% of success. It's pretty insignificant. That's nothing. You need to focus on the who. And to do that, you need to critically review your last 7 days to start doing that, okay? And ask yourself the question, who do you spend the most time with? What are your daily habits? Because this defines who you are. What content do you consume? Because again, that's a kind of who do you spend time with, who influences you. If these aren't driving you forward, they're actually holding you back because there is no neutral ground. There is no in between. Very important. Your vehicle that you choose. What is your vehicle? For example, you're driving in a car. This is the ugliest car that you have ever seen. But let's say you're driving in a car and that's your vehicle. And you could also obviously ride a bicycle. I don't know how like draw a bicycle at all, right? Let's say this is a bicycle. You could also be riding a bicycle. Let's say you give it 100% effort and you try to get from Vienna to New York. And if you ride a bicycle, this will take not only very long, it will be impossible because there's an ocean in between. The car, it's faster, but it's still the wrong vehicle to do this. What you actually need to get from Vienna to New York is something else. You need an airplane. You need to fly. And this will again be so freaking ugly. It will be disgusting. It will be as disgusting as the truth that I will share with you in a second. This is really a joke. Like, I should not be drawing in these videos because I'm really not good at drawing. Anyways, this is slow and it doesn't work because there's an ocean between Vienna and New York. And The car is faster, it's way faster than a bicycle, but it still doesn't work because there's still a freaking ocean in between, okay? So the only thing you can go with here is this airplane, okay? That works. That's the only thing that will work in that situation, okay? So you need the right vehicle to achieve the success you want in life and to reach your destination. Because with some other vehicles that you're maybe currently in, it will either take way longer or it will actually be impossible to reach the goal that you really have. So stop trying to ride a bicycle from Vienna to New York. Stop trying to reach your dream life with maybe a 9 to 5 that pays you a fixed salary of $2,500 a month. If you now see this video and you see that there's a better option, a better vehicle out there, then it will be smart to utilize on that. Traditional hustle, whatever you choose, an old school business or 9 to 5 or all of that, it's limited by time and energy. These are limited resources that you have, and that's a problem. There's another vehicle. For example, selling AI-based services. That's something that I do. That leverages technology instead of your time and your energy. So you're not that constrained by these limited resources, right? So in our example from before, where we talked about cars and bicycles and airplanes, selling AI-based services is this airplane right here. It's an airplane when it comes to business models. And the key is to actually stop trying to work harder, because that's not the solution. Because there are so many people out there that work so much harder than all of my friends and me, and earn significantly less money than we do. Instead, what you need to do is you need to choose the right vehicle. That is the most important thing. Let me tell you, your eyes are already open if you're seeing this right now. Because I'm telling you as of right now, what these opportunities that you have in today's day and age are. So all you need to do now is you need to take action. You possess a rare awareness while most are blind to such opportunities. You've gained insight, putting you in the top percentile of people who are able to utilize on this opportunity. This isn't just a privilege. It's a responsibility that you have right now, because there are so few people who are aware of this. What do I actually mean? I mean that the average person does not understand online business. They miss AI's business potential. They're stuck in a traditional employment mindset. And again, I'm not hating on that. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just talking about different vehicles here. They're mostly stuck in this traditional employment mindset. They're unaware of digital opportunities, and they believe, and that's of all of these things here, you could scratch all of that and just think about that one thing, because that's the biggest here. They believe success takes decades of grinding. That is what they believe in the bottom of their heart, because everyone told them. Success takes decades of grinding. And it's wrong. It's wrong. Go to Dubai. Look at all these 18-year-old millionaires. It doesn't take decades of grinding. In comparison to this average person here, there's also you. You understand leverage and scalability. We'll talk about that in a second. You are able to see AI, artificial intelligence, as an acceleration tool. You can now recognize that there are entrepreneurial opportunities in artificial intelligence right now. And you know that there are certain high-value service models where you can sell services, AI-based services, to very rich entrepreneurs and utilize on that, capitalize on that. And you understand that making $15,000 to $20,000 a month with this is very, very possible. That's something I'm doing. I'm actually making more than this. But just to drive home that point, it's very, very possible. And it's not only me. There's so many people out there right now in my program, in my friend group, that are also making this and are also seeing this success. And this awareness gap between the average person and you, that's your unfair advantage right now. If you can actually act on it, that's obviously important. And one more important thing, many with the same information remain paralyzed by analysis or fear or whatever. While you think and plan, others are already building, selling, and winning. What's your excuse for not acting on those opportunities? I mean, that's insane, right? So these opportunities exist and you notice. So the real question is, will you waste this rare advantage through inaction or leverage it for the success that you claim to want? That's up to you. But keep one thing in mind. There is no get rich quick scheme. Who's selling you that is selling you an illusion. But there is get rich quicker. There is a path that is probably faster than the one that you already know. What I mean by that is people who say get rich quick, they probably talk about minimal effort, maximum reward, often through luck or unrealistic schemes. But what I mean with get rich quicker is choosing the most direct, leverage is a very important word here, path to your financial goals. The fastest legitimate path is selling AI solutions to wealthy business owners who are willing to pay 5 figures or more for it. Because there are so many very wealthy entrepreneurs out there that have huge problems that AI solutions can simply solve for them, and you could be the one selling them this AI solution. This isn't just my opinion, this is actually mathematical reality based on what I am already doing as of right now. Okay, so this is proven to work. And here's how you can do it as well. You just need 4 things. It's very simple. You need individuals, which should be rich clients that have expensive problems. Okay, you need high value problems. This is your target audience. This is who you sell to. Then you leverage AI advantage. Okay, instead of just providing a service yourself, you offer AI solutions, an AI based service. For example, let's say there's a doctor and he's making a lot of money and he's getting so many inbound calls. He already hired 3 assistants. It's a pain in the ass to handle these 3 assistants for the doctor. And they can't even handle all the calls that are coming in. So that is a huge problem. Now you could come and say, hey, we have an AI. The AI is as good as 8 assistants and it can talk with 8 people at the same time that call your practice, and it schedules appointments with the patients based on what slots are still available in your calendar. It sends them automatic reminders, all stuff that the secretary doesn't do. It's so much better and it's way cheaper than your 3 assistants. That would be a pretty good solution for the doctor and he would probably be pretty happy about it. And you can literally look up on YouTube how to install such calling AI agents within a few hours. And obviously, like, let's say the doctor is paying those 3 assistants each $2,500 per month, and they actually cost him way more than that, right? Realistically, they cost him at least like $4,500 per month. You take that by 3, that's $12,000. So if you now offer a solution and your solution only costs $3,000 or $5,000 per month, that's an absolute no-brainer for a doctor. Then they should obviously have premium budgets. They should be rich and be able to invest a lot of money into this. That is obvious, right? And here's one more thing. There should be people that have a results focus. They should not look for the cheapest option in the market. They should just have a huge pain and therefore just want that pain alleviated and their problem solved. And really, this is the biggest opportunity right now. Selling services to rich entrepreneurs and leveraging AI to have the services fulfilled. Let's walk through that for a second. 10 years ago, online payments were complex and unreliable, so it was even hard to take payments 10 years ago. 5 years ago, AI tools were primitive and it was exclusive to large corporations, okay? You didn't have access to it. Today, beginners earn $10K a month with AI tools that cost them $50 per month. That's the reality of things. Where, at the same time, other people are working in construction, 10-hour days, and earn very little money, way too little money for how hard they work. And that's a hard truth, but it's the reality of things. So right now, there are low barriers and high rewards, and this creates an asymmetric opportunity, okay? Because you have minimal risk, but at the same time, a massive upside that you can gain with this. Why do you have minimal risk? Because you can start with very little. You basically need no budget to invest to start with this. This is insane, but you have so much to gain from it. And you can scale to significant revenue in months. And that's what a lot of these people out there are doing. And also I was doing. I want to be very transparent with you here. When I first started out, it took me 6 months, but in comparison to what I now earn, I would always make that trade again. Rich entrepreneurs are the ideal target for you. They have urgent problems, they have healthy budget, and a quick decision-making power, so they can really start working with you and start paying you fast. And they value results. As long as you make sure to actually help them solve their problems, the price won't be that important. They value time, saving time, like the doctor who now doesn't have to manage 3 assistants. He values time over money, and at the same time, that solution is probably even cheaper. So it's an absolute no-brainer, okay? And let's look at that graph here for a second. Look at that here, okay? So this is what we talked about 5 seconds ago. The access to AI tools, 2020, 2024. This is so much crazier right now. And now in 2025, it's even crazier. How easy it is to take payments online. See how crazy that increase. It almost doubled. It's almost 2 times easier to take payments online. Remote services where you can deliver an AI service from just your computer and sitting in Bali or Dubai or wherever you want to sit while you service doctors in the US. It's totally acceptable. Everyone accepts that today. It wasn't the same thing in 2020 or before 2020. And then market understanding. There was no understanding of the market if you would have told someone you sell them an AI-based solution, because there were no broadly accessible AI-based solutions 5 years ago. But last year, like, it's probably a 4x incline here. So that is insane. And I can just tell you, this is the biggest opportunity as of right now. And while you are still thinking if this makes sense, there are already so many others taking action on this, and they are taking up the market share that you could have. They are making the dollars that you could make with this. The longer you wait, every day that you let pass without taking action, it gets harder and harder and harder. But right now is still the perfect time to start. So I can only encourage you to take action on this. I'll link you a video down below that you should watch next, and I'll catch you there.